it's Tanya. Today I wanted to talk about protecting your private medical information as well as mental health information and some advice or ideas that I've come up with that might help you, since I deal with the medical field and mental health field a lot in my personal journey. A lot of people might know this as a HIPAA, and that stands for Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. And this is something that's been developed to help protect your private information. And there's different ways to kind of help protect yourself within that. And so I wanted to come up with some of those ideas, and we'll go into it in a little bit more depth a little bit later. The next thing that I want to go over is different ideas to help you follow your own HIPAA regulations that you would like followed, or to help your doctors be able to follow the rules that you would like to have done. And so the first thing would be creating HIPAA documents. And I know a lot of people like to fill documents out like that with their doctor's office, but you can also get that done with an attorney's office, and they can help you decide or put in writing who is allowed to call and get medical information about you, which is really important because you only want certain people accessing that. Some people don't mind, but some people really do, and it really matters to them. So the other thing would be to create a healthcare power of attorney. So who would I want to make small medical decisions like consent for surgery, treatment, medication, those types of decisions? Who do I want to do that? Who would I prefer to do that? So then you're deciding it for yourself rather than it somehow going to your next of kin or somebody that you don't want to make those decisions. You're deciding for yourself. Again, that's another one that you can either do with an attorney's office. I'm sure you can find it online, but a trusted attorney is probably the safest. The next one would be a living will declaration, which it sounds like a nice living thing, but it's actually what a lot of people call the pull the plug document. And this is the document that helps you decide if I had an incurable disease or injury and I could not come back from this situation. My death is going to occur. What would I like to happen? Would I like them to remove life prolonging procedures? Would I like them to keep me on tubes and machines forever and ever and ever? Those kinds of decisions. And some people like to make that decision for themselves. Some people like to leave that up to somebody else. So that way, if you're creating that document, you're either choosing the people that you would like to make that decision, or you're making it for yourself. You're not leaving that for the next generation or whoever that would make that decision. You're not leaving that, some people would call it a burden on them, but some people just think, my family's in the medical field. I want them to make that decision for me, that kind of thing. So it just helps you designate what you would like to happen. So those are pretty important. The other thing is, if you have any kind of chart that you can access your medical records through your doctor's office, this could be something like, I know through my places that I work with, it's called My Chart. Or there's just an online way where you can contact your doctors. You can look at your medical history, look at documents that doctors have done, test results, all of those kinds of things. Something very important for those is to make sure that you have a good password, so not anybody can just log in and see all of your information. And some people share their medical records through that. Make sure you're only sharing it with the people that you really trust and you're okay with them having that information, rather than just anybody in the world. And the next thing that maybe you would want to do, if you don't want to work with an attorney or make those kinds of decisions in that kind of legal way, you could always just tell your doctor who you want to have access to that information, fill out forms with them, and normally they have you fill them out anyway, so it's something that's already designated. But it's a way for them to mark it in your file, so then that way they know who they can contact and who they can't. That's important. There can always be mistakes, but that's another way. I know for myself, I really struggled with the concept of what I should share personally about my medical information, what kinds of things are okay to be out there and what kinds of things I'd prefer not to be out there. And I've learned that it's really personal preference. It's something that I am deciding for myself what I'm okay that other people would know. So this could be people are pressuring you into sharing that information, but you don't have to share it. It's all your information. Hey, it's Editing Tanya here, and I just wanted to go over some information that I didn't love the transition that I did for, but I wanted to have Editing Tanya here to go over the website for the basic HIPAA information that the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services has to offer. So here it is, and we're gonna dive right in. So this is the website, and it gives you information regarding your rights under HIPAA, and it gives you different kinds of resources like you can see here. But I just want you to see that there's all kinds of infographics, fact sheets, all kinds of things about who has to follow the laws. And I thought some of this was kind of interesting, and I thought you might like to know. So here you can see that most healthcare providers have to protect your private information, and so you can even see right here doctors, clinics, hospitals, psychologists, chiropractors, nursing homes, pharmacies, and dentists. But these are discussing different kinds of electronic billing and that kind of information. You can also see who is not required to follow these laws, which actually kind of threw me off. I thought that everybody had to follow HIPAA guidelines, but life insurance, individuals, employers, which is a little bit scary, and all kinds of other places that you can see here. But I also wanted you to see what kind of information is protected, and you're always welcome to pause as we go through this today, or I'm going to leave this link down below so you can see it. But it's talking about information that your providers put in your medical records, conversations your doctors have with you, information that they put into their system or billing information, and other health information. It also goes through how your information is protected, all kinds of good information, and who can look at and receive all of this. So I would highly recommend you go through this on your own. They have all kinds of other information, as you can see, but that's more information, and they have really great resources because they're the ones that are enacting it. So I would really recommend that you listen to them rather than me, because I'm not a HIPAA professional or anything like that. I just have dealt with the field quite a bit, and I know that sometimes it's not fun to go about on your own. So we're going to go back to the normal Tanya that you saw a little bit earlier. See ya, hello, and goodbye. Thank you, Editing Tanya. You've done good work. Anyways, I'm joking, but that link will be listed below so you can do your own research if you want to do more. I know it's not something that is intriguing for everybody, but it is a good resource to have and be at your fingertips, I guess. So, my tip of the day is protecting yourself is important, and it's not something to be ashamed of. And so do your best to set boundaries and be willing to put yourself out there, even if it's not fun to tell somebody no. You can do it. It's your medical information. I have trouble with boundaries, but I think it's truly something important. So that's all I have for you today. Until next time, I hope that you have a wonderful day. Don't talk to strangers unless they give you candy. And I'll see you next time. All right, bye. I had a cute interruption. Say hello. Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. You say hello. Say, I'm a cutie. Say hello. This is Evie. She's a baby. Say, I'm a baby. Hello. Okay. Thank you for joining. I hope that you have a nice time. Okay? Do you want to go outside?